and mysteries.
It's a paddle around in the water, then they duck in, and their feathers were going like this.
To sit on an evening and watch the little birds having baths, it was so sweet.
Pass the salt, my good man.
And why would my chicken cab need salt?
And the pepper.
Are you trying to hurt my feelings?
I'm British. Humour me.
He's also on blood thinners. Trust me, salt is not on the menu. And pepper is bad for your heartburn. What? Don't look at me. The doctor says I have the constitution of a woman half my age. I'm practically a teenager.
Only if you reverse the numbers.
Oh, cheeky.
Sit.
Are you all right, Miss Catherine?
Yes. Well, as you know, I was raised Amish, and Amish never eat alone. I'm tired of eating by myself. It even tastes better.
Well, at least somebody appreciates my cooking.
Well, it's about time. It's much better with salt and pepper, miss. Miss Catherine, I was wondering whether we could play a game of cricket on the lawn outside.
Cricket is an insect, not a sport.
I'm sure Miss Catherine doesn't want to hear about sport.
I'm horrible at this stuff.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. This sport takes practice. Okay, go again. Remember what I taught you. So start 3 steps back. Go 1, 2, 3. Slide forward. Keep your wrist straight. And throw it past your ankle. It's simple.
Yeah, for someone who's been doing it since he was 4.
5, but who's counting? All right, I'm gonna give you a bit of an incentive here. I will buy dinner if you can knock down just 3 pins.
Looks like I'm going hungry tonight.
I'll throw in some flowers.
Some dark chocolate, too?
You're on. Come on. Whoa. Someone's been practicing.
Maybe.
I just got hustled, didn't I?
Just a bit.
Unbelievable.
That guy is crushing it.
Maybe they're just friends.
I wish I had a friend like that. Daniel, you said you came here to get her back.
I did.
You've been here for months. If you don't make your move soon, it's gonna be too late.
I will. I made a promise a long time ago to marry that girl. That's what I'm gonna do.
Meanwhile, that dude's probably already planned the honeymoon.
That was fun. Yeah, I get you.
Time to get on the stick, bro. If you don't do something...
I know. It's gonna be too late.
Did you have a nice time with Justin?
Yeah, I think he's growing fond of me.
Fond is putting it mildly. Justin Worth is head over heels for you.
Yeah, so it seems.
I think you two suit each other.
Me too. I mean, he's smart, but also kind, hardworking, and practical. The kind of practical man that my Amish father might have approved of. If Justin weren't an Englisher.
Not so bad on the eyes either.
Yeah. Let me help. I'm capable of doing a few things myself.
I know you are, Miss Catherine.
Remember, I grew up milking cows and mucking out horse stalls.
But this is my job. I've been serving this house for nearly 3 generations, long before you arrived.
I know, but I can't help myself. I feel verhoedeld seeing how hard you all work.
Verhoedeld. I loved it when your mama said that word. Whenever I heard the Pennsylvania Dutch coming from her, always made me laugh.
Why do you think she used Amish words in an English world?
I don't think she ever got over giving you up for adoption. She wanted to be part of your life, to understand what you were going through. She learned everything she could about the Amish. God rest her soul.
I miss her. There's still so much I wish I knew about her. We had so little time together.
I know she felt the same, but she was so happy to finally find you. It meant the world to her. That's why she left all of this to you.
I'd give it all away to have her here again. She'd help me find my way in the English world.
Trust me, you're doing a lot better with it than you think you are.
You think so?
I do. Besides, we're all here to help when you need it.
I know. Danke.
Have you thought about writing your parents in Hickory Hollow? Maybe you should let them know you're planning on staying here.
I've tried, but the church forbade them from speaking to me when I was shunned. They haven't responded to any of my letters. That's what happens in the Amish world when you run out on a wedding to the bishop.
What if you spoke to them indirectly?
What do you mean?
What if you wrote them a letter, but it wasn't from you?
Come on, Daniel. You gonna talk to her or not? We're gonna be late for work.
Easy for you to say.
Just get it over with. The longer you wait, the worse it gets.
I know. What do I say to her after 3 years? She still thinks I'm dead.
It is kind of awkward. Hey, come on, man. Try to have a sense of humor. I mean, it's only a girl.
Katie Lapp is not just any girl. That's for sure and for certain.
So these are the 3 charities we'll be meeting with later today. They're asking for the foundation's help with special projects.
Oakville Home for Boys. I like the sound of this one.
Yeah. They submitted a proposal for renovating their facilities. I met with the director already. He's got a good heart, and his place needs help. It's pretty shabby, and he's operating on a shoestring.
Sounds like a good candidate. It's places like this boys' home that inspired me to continue with the foundation after my mother died.
It's a good thing you did, too. Otherwise, I'd still be working at Google.
Just because I like you doesn't mean your job as managing director is secure. You understand that, right?
Wait, what?
I wouldn't worry about it. You're a Harvard grad. I'm sure you'll land on your feet.
Are you telling me that...
You're way too easy.
I can't believe it. Hustled again. You're terrible.
I know.
By the way, don't make any plans for tomorrow night. I've made reservations for us at my favorite dinner spot.
Oh, sounds good. Where are we going?
I'm not telling you. It's a surprise.
Oh, come on, a little clue.
Not a chance.
You can try and resist, but you know, sooner or later I'll get it out of you.
All right, fine. It's Big Benny's Pizza Shack.
Sounds fancy.
Oh, it is. It's just the kind of place where you can turn the menu into a hat.
As you can see, all work on the facility came to an abrupt end when we lost our federal grant budget cutbacks. And the home needs more than just a facelift. It's suffering from years of underfunding and neglect.
So how do these kids end up here in the first place?
Most of the boys are wards of the courts. You know, they come from hard places, abandoned, abused, few orphaned.
Why aren't they placed with families?
Believe me, none of them want to be here, but it's difficult at their age to be adopted or placed in foster care. My hope is to give this place a complete makeover. Make it a place that feels comfortable and safe.
Like home.
Exactly. Well, this is our common room. With your help, we're hoping to bring this into the 21st century. Well, we'd like to give it an overall facelift. Add a new big screen TV, computers, Wi-Fi. With newer technology, we could provide all sorts of enrichment activities. Online classes, research, books, and make it a fun place to spend time.
Excuse me.
Too bad it's down. There's that brand new game out. That's the fun thing
I've never played a video game before. Is it fun?
It's okay.
Maybe you'll show me sometime.
Yeah, maybe.
Great. Thanks.
That's Willie. He's had a tough go of it.
I can see that. Congratulations, Mr. Bryan. Our foundation will approve all of your funding.
Really? But you haven't even seen my proposal yet.
Captain, remember what we discussed. Maybe we should take this under advisement.
I've seen everything I need to see in the faces of these young men. They need and deserve the love and sense of family that God intends for every child.
Wow. I wasn't expecting this. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I hope we're not getting ahead of ourselves, committing too quickly.
Justin, those boys need this place to make a difference in their lives. If the Mayfield Foundation stands for anything, it should stand for making sure that we're helping kids like these.
I agree. I'm just used to doing a little more due diligence before saying yes.
On the farm I grew up on, my father used to say, kindness, when given away, keeps coming back.
Well, you put it that way. You know, nothing I learned at Harvard prepared me for your country wisdom.
Then we are, as you Englishers say, on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
We make a good team then, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Guten Tag, Samuel Lapp.
Guten Tag, Ephraim.
Need me about to cotton and some thread?
Okay, good. Is that harness ordered coming yet?
I'm sorry, Samuel. I think early next week.
Preacher Yoder. Ah, Samuel. Westerfield the other day, the soybeans looked about ready for the husker. The Lord God willing, I'll reap what I have sown.
Danke.
Mr. Lapp, I have got a delivery for you from Canandaigua, New York. That'll save me a trip to your place.
Thank you.
Samuel is from her?
No, it's from somebody named Rosie Taylor. Canandaigua. That's the same town your shunned Katie ended up in, so? Yeah, we believe so. Oh, might could be some monkey business going on with that, Sam Lapp.
What do you mean?
Oh, you know what the Ordnung has to say about a plain soul who's been placed under the mind dome? With such a person, you shall not speak.
They know the rules.
That's good. This discipline is meant for her soul. She needs to come to her senses and offer confession for running out on her commitment of marriage to Bishop Byler.
The bishop has already moved on from that sad episode. He's courting Mary Stoltzfus now.
Oh, and a joyous match that is. But it does not cure your Katie's rebellion. She needs to come home. Get right with the church. Preacher, whatever is in this letter will stay unread, along with every other letter our Katie girl has sent since leaving the Hollow. You can rest easy on that. That's good. That's good, Samuel. Wonderful good.
Samuel, please. I can't bear not knowing how Katie is faring out there among the English. What if she gets swallowed up by their world?
If she's in desperate straits, she'll come home.
Well, maybe there's a reason she can't. Maybe that's why all the letters.
God will keep her safe, Rebecca.
I miss her. I have an ache in my stomach. I miss her so much.
I know. Me too.
This can't be.
Hello, Katie, girl.
But you're dead.
No, Katie. I'm not dead. I'm very much alive.
Don't bother, Miss Catherine. I'll do that.
All these years, you've been alive. How could you let me think that you were dead? How could you do that to me, to your family?
Leaving you was the biggest mistake of my life. Katie, I've missed you terribly.
Don't call me that. My name isn't Katie anymore, it's Catherine. Catherine Mayfield. My given name, my English name.
Okay. Catherine.
What happened to you? Where have you been?
I really did go sailing that day, but then the storm came up, and I saw my chance to do what I thought I needed to do. I left to join the army. I spent the next 2 years in Afghanistan.
The army?
Katie, please, try to understand. I know what I did was wrong, but at the time it made sense to me.
How could that be possible?
It was easier for me to let people think that I was dead than to face our community, our family, you, with the fact that I was enlisting.
You were raised Amish. You were taught to never raise a sword against another man.
I know that this was hard to understand. But I believed that God was calling me to it. We Amish are still citizens of this country, yet we allow Englishers to sacrifice themselves for our freedom to believe what we believe. That's just not right.
You have no idea what you did to me. You let me think you drowned.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could turn back the clock. I truly do. I should have taken you away with me.
The past is done. It should have never solved anything.
Do you remember the last time we saw each other? Our day at the river under our big tree?
How could I forget? That was the day you promised to marry me. And then you disappeared from the face of the earth.
I was stupid. I didn't think through the consequences. After I got out, I went home to Hickory Hollow to look for you. That's when I learned of your shunning. They shunned me too. And then I came here, hoping to find a way to win back your heart.
Please leave.
Katie, please.
I told you, that is not my name anymore. How could you let me grieve you for 3 years? Will you please go?
Son, I suggest you do as she says.
I never meant for this visit to cause you pain. God be with you.
Miss Catherine,
Are you all right?
Miss Catherine.
Please, Rosie, I just want to be left alone.
I understand. But what do you want me to tell Justin?
Wait. Justin's here?
Don't you two have a special dinner planned?
Oh, I completely forgot. I just can't, Rosie. Not after what happened. Can't you tell him I'm sick?
I could. But then I wouldn't be telling the truth.
Catherine. Is everything all right?
I'm sorry, I should have given you more notice. I know you had a special evening planned for us. I'm just feeling a bit under the weather.
Oh, that's terrible. Is there anything I can do? Do you need to see a doctor?
No. No, nothing that serious.
Look, it's no problem. We can reschedule when you're feeling better. Here. I'll check in on you tomorrow.
Thank you for understanding.
Of course. Good night.
Rosie, what am I gonna do about Daniel Fisher? I can't believe him just showing up like that, rising from the dead like Lazarus.
Do you still have feelings for him?
I don't know. I don't know what I feel. I loathe him for what he did to me, as much as God allows me to loathe. I used to be in love with him.
Not that I'm an expert in these matters, but I think before you can make a future with Justin, you need to make peace with your past.
Take it easy. You knock the whole house down. Look, maybe you should have sent the girl an email first, you know? Ease into the whole risen from the dead thing.
You were the one who told me to go talk to her.
I know, but you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know anything about relationships.
That's an understatement. The whole thing was a complete disaster. What? Katie. Catherine.
I'm gonna make sure to check we have extra drywall screws. It's what we use to keep the walls up.
I'm surprised to see you.
I have something to say.
I'm listening.
I give you due respect for your decision to serve our country, despite how we were raised.
Danke.
But that is where my sympathy ends. My whole world fell apart. When you died, everything changed. I grieved you. I didn't know who I was anymore. It's a big reason why I agreed to marry Bishop Byler. It's also the reason why I couldn't marry him. It's why they shunned me.
Trust me. I understand.
Trust you? Why on earth should I trust you again?
Maybe in time you could. Maybe I could earn your trust back.
If you think that walking back into my life fixes things, then you're wrong. But at least now I know the truth. I can move on with my life. And now that I've said my piece, we never have to see each other again.
Katie.
You okay, man?
Not really.
Sorry. I know she meant a lot to you.
I'm not giving up.
Dude, not that I was listening or anything, but, you know, the drywall's not that thick. Maybe you should just cut your losses and move on.
I can't. She means everything to me.
It doesn't matter. She wants nothing to do with it.
I don't think so. The girl I knew back in Hickory Hollow, she was open-hearted. Now, she may have changed because of her time on the outside. She may act confident, determined, but my beautiful Katie Lap is still there.
You're delusional.
Yeah, maybe. But I think we made a little progress today.
And how do you figure that?
She came to see me.
To rake you over the coals and tell you she never wants to see you again?
If she didn't care just a little, she wouldn't have taken the time.
Like I said, delusional.
Well, at least she talked to me. If I'm gonna win her back, I got a lot of work to do.
Where are you going? You knocking off early?
Yeah, it's personal. If you've never tasted the bitter, you don't know what's sweet.
I have no idea what that means.
I'm happy to see you're feeling better.
Much better, thank you. In fact, I was wondering if that special night on the town is still an option.
Absolutely. How about tonight? I can pick you up at 7?
Mr. Bryant wants me to sit in on an interview this afternoon at the boys' home, so yeah, that should be perfect.
You don't know how perfect.
You can play if you wanna, but be on their side. They're already playing like girls.
Be careful what you say. As you get older, you'll realize the girls are very, very powerful.
Okay, well, let's go. We're up 3-2.
Oh, Miss Mayfield, thank you for coming. This is Richard Davies. He's applying for our open counselor position I told you about over the phone.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Davies.
Likewise, Miss Mayfield.
Richard, the special ed school where you last worked gave you a strong recommendation.
Thank you. They called me an environmental engineer, but I was really just the janitor.
Right, so why are you applying for a counselor position when you don't have residential home experience?
It's true. I've never actually worked in a boys' home. But I did live in one when I was growing up. So I think I understand these boys. Yeah, I speak their language. They're good kids. They've just been dealt a bad hand.
I see.
We'll be remodeling this place over the next few months. I would think that could be unsettling for the boys. Any thoughts how you might help them handle their fears and frets?
Fears and frets? I'm really not sure. But I think after what most of these boys have been through in their lives, I doubt a little construction will scare them too much. I know I don't look like much on paper, but I really believe I have something to offer.
No, we appreciate you coming in. Now, we're interviewing several applicants this week. We'll let you know in a few days.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I'm very glad to have met you, Miss Mayfield.
You too, Mr. Davies.
Oh, please, call me Richard.
Thank you. I will, Richard.
Bye.
I'm not feeling real good about that one.
I know what you mean, but there was something I liked about him.
Well, that may be, but environmental engineering doesn't necessarily prepare you for dealing with teenage boys with trust issues.
What's the trouble here?
He's up in my face for no reason.
Yeah, you started it. You tried to make fun of me, and no one makes fun of me. If I let you go, are you gonna knock this off?
No, I don't need to listen to you. I don't even know you.
Well, you might want to get to know me, because we could be here all day. And this reminds me when I lived in a boys' home.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
I used to be you. I had my share of fights too. But you know what? I finally figured out that I was just fighting myself. And worse than that, I realized I fought because I was afraid.
Not afraid of him?
Not of the kid I was fighting, I'm afraid of myself. I was scared I wasn't good enough. I was scared nobody cared about me. So how about we don't take it out on the other guy? What do you say, fellas? Are we good here?
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, everybody inside. Let's go.
Thank you. I was taught to turn the other cheek, so I appreciate it very much the way you handled that. I hope you'll accept our position as counselor here.
Really? I hardly know what to say.
Say yes.
Yes, thank you.
Can you start tomorrow, 9 a.m.?
Of course. Miss Mayfield, you have no idea what this means to me.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
If you say so. Thank you very much.
Wow, you look incredible.
Thank you. This dress belonged to my mother. I hope it's not too much for Big Vinny's.
Well, as it turns out, we're not going to Big Vinny's.
Or not.
Nope.
If you two would please follow me.
I don't understand.
You will.
What a wonderful surprise. It's absolutely lovely and perfectly romantic.
Shall we?
To a wonderful evening.
Catherine, from the moment I first saw you, I knew there was something special about you. And the more I've gotten to know you, the more I've fallen in love with you. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever known. Beautiful on the outside, of course, but beautiful on the inside, too. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?
Oh, Justin. My head is spinning.
I love you, Catherine Mayfield. And I think we make an amazing team in every way. I would be the luckiest man alive if you agree to be my wife. Is that a yes?
I think so. I mean, of course, yes.
Yes?
Look, Rosie. It sparkles like the brightest star in the heavens.
It's a beautiful ring. I hope you know I wasn't trying to push you into anything you're not ready for tonight.
I know. And I actually think this ruckus with Daniel Fisher has helped me.
How so?
I see how different he is from Justin. Daniel's up in the air, flying by the seat of his britches, making rash decisions. Justin makes choices and sticks with them.
Do you love him?
I think so. I mean, of course I do. And like he said, we make an amazing team.
Well, congratulations on your big day.
Thanks, Rosie.
Pleasant dreams.
You too.
We are a full-service wedding planner, Miss Mayfield. We handle everything, all the details.
Sounds expensive.
Not for a woman of your means. Let's start by helping you identify the type of wedding you'd like to have. Are you looking for a destination wedding? Traditional ceremony? Contemporary? You know, vintage weddings are quite popular.
I didn't know there were so many choices.
Oh, yes. Scores of choices. And the theme you choose sets the tone for every detail, from the style of your bridesmaids' dresses, to the centerpieces, to the cake, even the tent cards.
This is more complicated than I thought it would be.
Complicated for us, Miss Mayfield, not for you.
Rosie, what do you think?
Knowing you, I think you might want to consider something more traditional.
Yes, I think that's right.
I like it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wonderful. Next, let's cover the menu, the music, the floral design, and of course the honeymoon.
Well, don't you think that's a little personal?
Nothing is too personal for my team. We can help you create the ultimate romantic getaway. Perhaps you'd like a Swiss chalet at the foot of the Matterhorn, or your own private Caribbean island.
Will you excuse me for a moment, please?
Not to worry, Mr. Worth. I see this all the time. She's Amish.
Catherine, are you okay?
I'm not sure I'm ready for all this.
I understand there's a lot of decisions to make. I just want you to have the wedding of your dreams.
To be honest, when I was growing up, the wedding of my dreams was me in a blue dress and my betrothed in a black suit standing under a grape arbor.
No, this isn't Hickory Hollow.
I know that. I was just always taught that haughtiness is to be avoided.
Listen, I don't want to make you do anything you're not comfortable with. But remember, you're the head of the foundation now, and there's a lot of important people who will expect to be invited. For better or worse, we have a public role to play.
I guess that makes sense.
I know it's hard, but let's go back in and finish the meeting. And I promise, when the day comes, I'll be right there with you, and we can pretend it's just the two of us standing under a grape arbor. Okay?
Okay. But no more honeymoon talk with complete strangers. That's between you and me.
Deal.
Justin, what are these construction workers doing here already?
I figured no point in dragging our feet when there's a job to do.
Well, I thought we were going to take it slowly so we didn't disrupt the boys' routine too much.
They'll be fine. The sooner we get started, the sooner we'll be finished. And with a big crew, we'll be done faster.
Daniel.
Daniel, what are you doing here?
I'm a carpenter. My buddy and I got hired yesterday to do this job. Why are you here?
I'm Justin Worth, Catherine's fiance. Can I help you?
No, not really. Katie, Catherine, and I know each other from Hickory Hollow.
We grew up together.
Imagine that.
That's good news, Katie lad. It's wonderful. Congratulations. To you both.
Danke. Well, it was nice meeting you. We should let you get back to work.
Catherine, was this guy courting you?
We were just teenagers. It was young love.
So I don't have anything to worry about then?
Not in the least. Whatever happened between me and Daniel is in the past.
Hey, you know what? Rhonda's sending by some wedding cake samples tomorrow. So remember to bring your sweet tooth.
Sure, will do.
What's wrong, Rebecca?
It's worse than we thought, Samuel.
What are you saying? Tell me you didn't.
I couldn't hold myself back any longer.
But I promised Preacher Yoder that we would abide
And we promised God, when we took that baby girl into our arms all those years ago to be her mama and papa, to love and cherish her.
But the shunning.
I know it's meant to be for the good of Katie's soul, but I've never seen it in the good book. Sometimes you must do wrong to do right, Samuel.
What is she right about?
She misses us. And her Amish life. But it doesn't look like she's coming back. This last letter was written by another woman, Rosie Taylor, speaking on her behalf. She plans on staying with the Englishers.
Don't know what we can do about it.
What we should have done a long time ago. Ban or no ban.
There you go, you two. Enjoy.
Wow. I have never seen so many cakes in one place.
Well, clearly you've never been to an Amish potluck. This would be something like the children's dessert table.
Well, this should be fun.
Are we forgetting something?
Oh, right. Forks and napkins.
No, we need to bless the food. Even dessert is God's provision. As my husband-to-be, would you like to lead us in prayer?
Come on, Catherine, we're just picking a wedding cake.
Aren't God and prayer important in your life?
Well, yes, but maybe not as important as they are to you. I minored in philosophy and religious studies, and it gave me a different perspective on the notion of God.
The notion of God?
You know what I mean. Come on, don't make it a big deal.
Justin, giving thanks to God is always a big deal. O Lord and Heavenly Father, we humbly give praise to you and offer deep gratitude for all you've given us. Amen.
Amen. Now, where should we begin? Lemon burst or pink velvet?
Oh, wow.
Good?
Oh,
Sorry, Miss Mayfield. You all right?
Yes, fine, thanks.
You okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I guess I need to watch where I'm going.
Maybe you were distracted? So you're looking at me?
It would do you good to practice some humility, Daniel Fisher. Prideful boasting doesn't suit you.
Oh, I see. In an Englisher world, with all of its abundance, suits you just fine?
Things are different now. I have responsibilities.
And I guess that Mr. Fancy Britches are part of those responsibilities?
His name is Justin Worth, and he is my fiancé.
Doesn't suit you, Katie.
How would you know? You've been gone for 3 years. You don't know me anymore.
I know you, Katie Love. Just because you inherited the big mansion with all of the fancy trappings, you're no different now than you were then.
You're wrong.
Well, at least now I'm not the only one who can be accused of keeping secrets.
What do you mean?
The other day when you came to my work site, you never mentioned anything about engagement to be married.
That is my business, and it has nothing to do with you. All you need to know is that I am 100% committed to Justin.
What a shame.
Good day, Daniel.
Yeah.
In addition to new bunk beds and dressers, Justin okayed computer workstations in every room.
I like the beds and dressers, but I'm not crazy about the individual computer stations. Won't that just encourage the boys to spend more time alone?
Yeah, probably. Well, we could put all the stations in one room, make it the computer room.
That's a great idea. I've also been thinking I'd like to do something special with the boys. I've been thinking about an activity that they can do together so they learn how to be a family.
Oh, I'm open to anything you'd like to do, Miss Mayfield.
Will you excuse me, please?
Of course. Take as much time as you need.
Lost track of time. It seems like just yesterday, but you're slipping away. You're slipping away. But I've reminisced, collected all the thoughts of you, placed them in a box under my bed. But nothing I can do, nothing anyone can say, can erase the memories in my head. You're a vision that won't go away. Why won't you stay?
I haven't heard that song in years.
I haven't played it in years. Guess seeing you again reminded me of it.
I'm surprised you still remember the lyrics. It was a long time ago.
Not really. Not so long. Remember all the songs we used to sing under a tree by the river? I haven't forgotten anything from our time together.
One thing hasn't changed. I still love to hear you sing. I'm glad you're still playing your music.
I'll never stop playing my music. Music got me through many a long night in Afghanistan. It's good talking to you. Really good. I should get back to work.
Daniel.
Yeah?
I want to do something special for the boys. I have an idea, but I'm going to need your help.
My help? I thought you wanted nothing to do with me.
Please don't make this more difficult than it already is. It's for the boys. You're the only person I know that can help me pull this off. Will you at least hear me out?
Of course, yes. I'd never say no to you. Never.
Can't wait for this. Come on, fellas.
Dude, this is gonna be sweet. She's probably gonna give us some money or something.
Lock it up, dude.
I know it.
Here we are, boys.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming. We're very excited to have you here.
What is all this? Why are we here?
Where I come from, we believe in helping one another. That's what makes a community. It's what makes a family. Today, we're going to help a friend of ours who needs a new barn. So we're going to have a barn raising.
What? We don't know nothing about barns.
Well, that's where I come in. I'm gonna teach you. Today I'm gonna turn all you guys into carpenters.
We're going to make a barn together.
You mean like a real barn for cows and stuff?
Exactly.
Why would we want to do that?
Because that's what a family does. We all pitch in, help out, and when we're finished, we know it took all of us to get it done.
We're not a family. I'm gonna pass.
Willie!
Please, let me.
Okay, guys. I know this may sound a little strange, but I'm from the same town as Miss Mayfield. I'm gonna tell you all a little secret. All the pretty girls go for a man who's strong enough to build a barn.
You really think we're gonna be able to do all this?
Yeah. For sure and for certain. Come on.
All right, just come with us over this way.
Sorry if I upset you, Willie.
It's no big deal.
You think I have no idea what your life has been like, right?
How could you? I mean, you're just some rich lady who lives in a big mansion.
Actually, not many people know this, but until 6 months ago, I lived on a farm with no electricity and had to milk 6 cows by hand every morning.
You're lying.
I don't lie.
Well, then where did the mansion come from and the fancy car? You win the lottery or something?
It all belonged to my birth mother.
You're adopted?
Do you know anything about your birth family?
Nothing. I was dumped on somebody's doorstep as a baby. So I've been a ward of the court my whole life. You're really lucky. You had parents that adopted you, and you got to meet your birth parents.
I don't know my biological father.
Still won the lottery compared to me.
Yes, I suppose I did. Would you consider giving barn raising a second chance? Bless, O Lord, this food for thy use, and make us ever mindful of the wants and needs of others. Amen. Amen. All right, everybody, let's eat.
If I was a preacher, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'll keep on preaching, and I'll work on a building too. Working on a building, I'm working on a building. Working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building, it's a Holy Ghost building. Holy Ghost building.
Nice work, man. You should be proud. So who wants to come back next Saturday? Finish what we started.
For my Lord, for my
Let's go, guys.
Great work. Way to go. See you next time. Yeah?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Come on, man, let's go.
That was amazing.
It was, wasn't it?
Hey, don't forget lunch with my parents tomorrow.
Oh, right. Do you think they might take a rain check?
Catherine, we've been putting it off for months. I've run out of excuses. Hey, don't worry. They'll love you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go bring the car around.
Daniel, wait. I don't know how to thank you for today. I could never have pulled this off without you. Thank you.
You're welcome. This was fun.
Is something the matter?
When I came here to find you, I was hoping to somehow get back to where we once were at Hickory Hollow, to remind you of what we once had.
Everything has changed, Daniel. There's no going back for either of us.
Yeah, I can see that now. Your new life suits you well, Katie Lap. You have everything you need.
Miss Catherine, may I have a word?
What is it, Fulton?
Well, I don't wish to alarm you, but when the group arrived today and I met the new counsellor...
Richard?
Yes. He struck me as rather familiar. I couldn't place him at first. But then, when he was leaving, it hit me. He was at your mother's funeral.
Are you sure?
Yes, miss, I'm sure, absolutely.
Is everything okay?
Fulton thought he recognized you from my mother's funeral.
Laura Mayfield's funeral?
Yes. Were you there?
Yeah, I guess I was.
I don't understand. Did you know her?
I used to. A long time ago. Catherine, this wasn't supposed to happen.
What wasn't supposed to happen?
Look, I don't know the right way to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm your father. I never meant for you to know. For years I kept tabs on Laura's life from a distance. In the papers, on the news.
Why did you apply for the position at the home?
When I heard about the opening, I couldn't stay away.
So this was about meeting me?
Oh, I was hoping to get a chance to get to know you. I never planned on telling you who I was. And I love working with these boys. I wasn't lying when I told you that I grew up in a place like this.
No family of your own?
No. Not a day goes by that I don't regret driving away from your mother at the hospital that night.
I believe that God brings all things together for the good of those who love Him. But I need some time to sit with this.
I understand. Thank you.
You look perfect.
Hope so.
Like I told you, don't be nervous. They're gonna love you. There they are.
It's just so fascinating to think that you were raised Amish. We recently watched a documentary on the Amish. It was captivating.
Mother, really, we're not on a cultural exchange here.
Of course not. I'm just curious if Catherine considers herself to be on her Rumspringer?
Rumspringer.
Right. I think the documentary called it the running around years for Amish youth.
Are you still exploring, Catherine?
Dad, really?
Son, I don't think it's out of line to ask our future daughter-in-law if she's made a decision to leave her Amish heritage behind.
I will not live among the Amish, but I will never leave my faith behind. There's still so much I hold dear about the way I was raised.
Which is why I'm so in love with this girl. Her authenticity and appreciation of the simple things in life is what attracted me to her in the first place.
So, Catherine, how do you intend to raise your children, our grandchildren?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Have you thought about a nanny? Private schools? tutors when the children reach school age. It's imperative that you give them the proper support if you expect them to compete in today's world. Getting into the right university can mean all the difference for a child's future.
Really, Mother, I think we're just getting a little ahead of ourselves here.
Why would you say that? Now is the time to ask these questions. We want to know if our grandchildren are going to have a normal upbringing with all of the privileges of the modern world. We know nothing of Catherine's intentions.
Mrs. Worth, let me assure you that your grandchildren will be raised by me. And taught in a one-room schoolhouse without heat or electricity, but only after they've mucked out the cow stalls each morning at 5 a.m.
All right, so who's ready to order? Thanks again for lunch. That's great.
Bye. I just made a mess of things.
Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad.
It was worse than that. It was a disaster.
Look, they're not the ones marrying you, I am. Besides, they'll learn to love you as much as I do. In time.
I'll be sure to set my alarm for the second half of the millennium.
Is something else bothering you?
It has to do with Richard.
The new counselor? What about him?
He says he's my father, Justin, my biological father.
Are you serious? How do you know?
Because he said so.
Catherine, anybody could have read about you in the newspapers. How do you know he's telling the truth?
That did cross my mind.
After your mother's husband tried to steal the estate, it's hard not to suspect a man who shows up out of nowhere claiming to be your father.
He could be scheming for more than just a relationship with his long-lost daughter.
Look, I've got to go to Manhattan in the morning for a few days to meet with our bankers. But after I'm back, we'll figure it all out. Together. Okay?
Okay.
Thank the good Lord.
What is it, Rosie?
She wrote you back.
Who?
Your Amish mama. It came in today's mail.
They still want me to come home and confess. I knew in my head what she would say, but my heart was so... They're not coming, Rosie. My mom and dad won't be at my wedding.
I'm thinking about a burger with some fries.
Hey, fellas. Warren.
Richard, can I speak to you?
Of course. Is everything okay?
Not really.
Austin, I didn't see Daniel's truck in the parking lot.
Yeah, he took the day off. I think he's out of town.
Out of town? Do you know where?
No, I can't say I do.
Morning, Catherine.
Hello, Richard. What was that all about?
Oh, nothing you need to worry about.
I've thought about our situation, and I'm just not ready for a father-daughter relationship. At least not in the way that you might be hoping for.
I understand.
I'm not saying that can't change in the future, but right now I have a lot of challenges in my life.
You've already been kinder to me than I deserve. But I'll miss talking to you.
Well, I'm not saying we can't still communicate, at least professionally here at the home.
Actually, Mr. Bryant just gave me my notice. He fired me.
What? Why?
Apparently, Justin felt I wasn't completely honest about my reason for taking this job.
I should have been part of this discussion. I don't agree with this decision. You are wonderful with these boys.
He's right. I wasn't truthful about my background. And I don't want to cause any troubles for you and Justin. Goodbye, Catherine.
You know, we could be shunned ourselves for such a violation.
I couldn't abide the silence any longer. I had to write her a letter. Scripture tells us to do justice, but also to love mercy.
You did the right thing, Mrs. Lapp. I understand that you can't talk to me, but all I ask is that you listen. And then I'll go. You don't have to say a word. I found your Katie, Mrs. Lapp. She's living in upstate New York in her English mother's estate. She's living a different life now. And I can vouch to you, she's the finest young Amish woman I've ever known. Right now, she's giving her time and money to helping homeless teenage boys. And to my great sadness, she's engaged to be married to a fine, upstanding Englisher who does that work alongside her. This community, and you as her mom and dad, raised her to be a good and compassionate human being. But if our faith somehow keeps you from celebrating the joy of a wedding with your own daughter, then there's something very wrong with this world. Thank you for letting me speak my piece.
Rebecca.
Daniel, wait. Please tell Katie that I love her and that I'm proud of her, no matter what happens.
I will, Mrs. Lapp.
Thank you for coming here. I'm sorry things didn't work out for the two of you.
Me too.
Good morning. I brought your favorite, tea and toast with some Amish jam.
I barely slept and I'm not hungry.
I thought you might want to call Justin back. He's already left 3 messages this morning.
I just want to be left alone.
It's time.
What do you mean? It's time for what? Is that from Hickory Hollow?
No. It's from Laura.
From Laura? I don't understand.
A few days before she passed away, she gave it to me. She told me to wait until you really needed it. I think this is as good a time as any.
My dearest Catherine, if you're reading this, it means you're struggling with your life at Mayfield Manor.
I understand because I struggled too with the trappings of the manor and the expectations. There were many times I just wanted to run away. But you, my love, you are strong, gentle, loving, and full of life. But each of us must come to a reckoning in this life of who we're meant to be. If you are true to yourself, whether as mistress of the manor or back in Hickory Hollow or somewhere in between, the world will be a better place for you having been in it. This is a map to one of my favorite places in the world. I went there often when I felt overwhelmed or when life got me down. I hope you will find solace and answers there too. I love you, my sweet daughter. I love you so very much. Mama.
Thank you, Mama.
Catherine. I drove back immediately when I got your message. Why didn't you pick up my calls?
I had some soul searching to do.
About Richard? Look, I was just trying to protect you.
I know. But it was unfair and uncalled for. It should have been my decision to make. He's my father.
I'll fix it. We can hire him back.
It's too late for that. He's already gone.
I'm sorry.
I just came from praying at a little church my mother used to go to when she was confused.
Are you confused?
You told your parents that you loved my authenticity. And I think I've been lying to myself and to you.
About what?
About who I really am and what I really want from my life.
Catherine, if this is about the big wedding, let's forget it. Maybe we can find a justice of the peace. We can elope.
It's not that, Justin. You are a good man. A very good man. And I sincerely care about you. But we come from different worlds.
Catherine, please. Don't do this. I love you and I want us to be married.
I'm so sorry. But when I said yes to you, I was thinking too much with my head and not enough with my heart.
Does that mean your heart is in Hickory Hollow?
I don't know. I pray that God will help me figure it out, but until He does, it would be a mistake for me to move forward with you. You deserve more than I can give you. I hope that someday you'll be able to offer me a measure of grace for putting you through all of this. I'm so sorry. Hello, Austin. The new color looks great.
Yeah, the place really is coming around, huh?
Is Daniel back from his trip yet?
I'm not really sure. I haven't seen him lately.
Austin, please. I know you know where he is. I just want to talk to him. It's important. Will you please help me? Hello, Daniel.
What are you doing here?
Don't be angry with Austin. I made him tell me where you were.
He's hopeless.
I have After our last goodbye, I was afraid I might not see you again.
Oh, you almost didn't. We're leaving Canandaigua soon.
That day in town when I came to your work site, I was still in shock to learn that you were still alive. I was angry.
Everything you said I deserved. I left you with nothing but ghost stories, Katie. But sorry, Catherine.
It's okay. Katie, it's okay. I've been thinking about what we were taught when we were children. If we don't forgive, we won't be forgiven.
I don't understand.
What I came here to say is that I forgive you, Daniel. From the bottom of my heart. And I'm so sorry I didn't say it sooner.
You have no idea how much that means to me. Is there something more you need to say?
As you can see, my ring finger is bare.
What happened?
I should never have said yes to Justin. It's not who Dad and Mom raised me to be.
I know exactly who you are. You're that girl I fell in love with all those years ago under a tree in Hickory Hollow. Katie Lab, you are the most beautiful girl in the world. And someday I hope to marry you.
Do you want to make that promise again?
Will you accept me if I did?
I just let you kiss me.
Katie Lab, will you be my bride?
Yes, Daniel Fisher, yes, I will. What is this?
I built this for you.
Why?
This place, it reminds me of our favorite spot along the river in Hickory Hollow. I knew you and I would never return there. So I tried to bring a piece of the hollow here.
It's absolutely beautiful.
What was meant to be your wedding present. Welcome home, Katie Lab.
You look so beautiful.
I've dreamt of this moment since I was a little girl. Now it's finally here. But Mom and Dad...
I know that this is a very different wedding than you ever expected. But life is full of contradiction and surprise.
There's someone here to see Miss Catherine.
Fulton, now is not a good time. If guests arrive early, they need to wait outside.
Well, I understand, but I wouldn't interrupt if it wasn't so important.
Katie, girl.
Ich glaubst nicht. Mom, Dad. Amish or modern, we couldn't miss the wedding of our precious baby girl for anything. I don't understand. How are you here?
Sometimes the human heart needs more than the old ways can give it.
Mom. Oh.
Thank you. Okay.
I prayed somehow you and Mom would be present at my wedding. But I never imagined you'd be here with me now.
God is good.
Katie girl.
Justin, Richard,
Sorry I'm late.
I didn't think you would come.
Frankly, I didn't either.
I'm glad you did.
Me too.
Congratulations, Catherine. Oh, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. This means so much to me.
All right, I'm gonna go grab a seat.
I should go in too.
Dad, may I introduce you to Mr. Richard Davies?
Samuel Lapp, nice to make your acquaintance, sir.
The pleasure is all mine, Mr. Lapp.
Ready? Katie girl?
It was a long time ago. I don't even know. I can't recognize the places that we used to go. Lost track of time, and it seems like just yesterday, but you're here to stay. You're here to stay. Cool summer night, spent watching the fireflies dance in the light of the moon.
Sing me another, Daniel Fisher.
That's for sure and for certain, Mrs. Fisher.
Cool summer night, spent watching fireflies dance in the light of the moon.
Officer, what's going on?
I found a dead body on Taylor Street.
Brooke Shields is on the case and on the chase.
I know that I'm onto something.
Heart of gold, spine of steel.
She may own a flower shop.
You like to meddle, don't you?
I hate that word.
But murder just became her new line of work.
How many reruns of Columbo did you watch last night, by the way?
They were murder, she wrote.